Hey there, this is our last installment on the graduate profile technology integration. I believe I have covered 5 of the 6 ones so far. So today I'll be going over collaboration. This one I saved for last. So here are just some things that I found, and I think a couple of them might be new to you, but I think a lot of them are ones that may be just a good reminder to be easily embedding those in your everyday classroom. So for engaging in collective decision making, I put Jamboard brainstorming. There are a lot of Jamboard templates out there to use where kids can easily either use like the sticky note feature or the text feature, or even I've had them, brainstorm using images and things like that before. So it's just a great kind of fun way for kids to be able to give input into something. And as far as decision making, I've seen polls on Jamboard and voting and all kinds of things. So it's just kind of a new and different way to get kids to have a say. I added Minecraft up there because there are a lot of classes and ages and student groups that are really getting into Minecraft EDU. They're building some amazing communities, and they're coming up with some major creativity and problem solving and collaboration. They're all working together to come up with some really cool stuff. So I knew I would be just amiss if I didn't add Minecraft to the collaboration section. Next, encouraging suggestion and respecting ideas from team members. I put Jamboard reflections on there. Again, there are lots of templates out there for you to use, but that's just kind of a way for kids to give some feedback. You could have it on a Jamboard and have some guidelines set up on giving, constructive feedback. Digital breakouts. I'm a huge fan of digital breakouts just because I think it's a fun way to deliver content, have kids collaborate, creative thinking, kind of get that puzzle kind of area of their brain woken up. It's a way to get them up and moving around. It just really is a kind of fun way to combine all those elements of 21st century learning that we're trying to all the time. I'm a big fan of Padlet for, encouraging, suggesting, respecting ideas. There are all kinds of backgrounds and layouts for Padlet. It's almost like a little sticky note that the kids can post, and they can add links and pictures and text, and then you can have other students comment on them. So you could really get some really impressive dialogue going with Padlet. Wakelet I like a lot. It's called like a curation site. It's where you collect different artifacts and resources together so students can collaborate on a Wakelet and really come up with some impressive ideas that they're sharing and coming up with together. So Wakelet is a little bit new to the game, but really, really impressive. And they're sending me updates like weekly on, they're just improving all the time. So if you get a chance, check out Wakelet. Openly sharing information. I love Google Sites. You can add collaborators on Google Sites. It creates a website, super simple to use, but students can collaborate. You can publish, have like a wider audience. Pen Pal Schools is pretty cool. It's just what it sounds like. You can sign up to, communicate with other schools that have also signed up with this. It just gives you a greater audience to collaborate with. I think that would be super fun to do. Write the World is really neat. It's a writing website, but they post prompts every week. I think this week the prompt is Ode to the Ordinary. And so students will, submit some kind of writing to that. It could be a poem, it could be a short story, it could be anything that they want. And then it's peer reviewed by other students that are on the site. And then they have kind of surprise competitions like write about food in some way. So you could either, create like a menu, or you could create a food review for a restaurant. So it's just, they're always innovating, coming up with fun ideas for students to write. And then the piece that I love is you have that peer review from all over the world, really, different perspectives and input. I love that part about it. So check out Write the World if you're having students doing any kind of writing. It's really cool. GridPals is an offshoot of Flipgrid, so it's really cool. You sign up with student or other classes from around the world. Teachers are, saying, "Hey, hook up with us on GridPals," and then it's really similar to Flipgrid, where you'll post a video, and then students can reply to that and add their own video. So you really get this kind of fun kind of video relationship going with another class, and it's all sponsored teacher to teacher, so it's pretty safe. Quad blogging is really neat. I love the idea of this. So the idea is that 4 different classes, you would sign up saying, "Hey, I'm looking for some quad blogging partners." You'd be partnered with 3 other classes that probably are the same age and teach the same thing. And then when the 4 of you are established as a quad blogging group, you each take turns. Your class would write the blog for the week about what you're doing in class, what you're learning, how you're learning it, something about your area and your students and your population in general, and kind of what's going on in your area. And so you do that for 1 week, and then the other 3 classes, they read your blog, the students do, and they get to comment and ask questions, and you get this dialogue going. And then the next week, it's School 2's time to write the blog. And so then this keeps going, and you take turns, and what you're doing is you're, communicating with someone else, you're collaborating with other peers and students, but also within your class to write the blog, your students are collaborating to write a pretty cool blog that they know an audience outside of their own peers is going to see it. So I think that's really cool, and I like the idea of quad blogging a lot. And it's around the country. Like one that I looked in particular, one class was in Australia, one was in Connecticut, one was in California, one was in like the Midwest somewhere. So it's really, you get such a cool perspective and see what other classes are doing. Shared responsibility, I put the 3, anything in the Google Suite. One of the best things about anything in Google is that it's, collaborative. So I just put slides and sheets and docs. So don't be afraid, to have kids collaborate on a Google slide. I think it can be so meaningful. And if you haven't ever done it before, I'll be the first to admit the first time you do it, it's a little chaotic, but it works. And then the more that you do it and the more that the kids get used to doing it, it gets better and better and better and more respectful, and everybody kind of understands their place in it. So, don't be discouraged on the first time. Keep trying, because there really is some magic that can happen there. And then obviously sheets and docs, kids can collaborate on those as well. So I hope these give you some ideas of some things that you can do. If you have any questions about any of these, let me know. And this doc will be a live document. I'll continue to add to it as I find more resources along the way. But I hope these have been helpful. Thanks so much.